Hey Ajay, how are you?
Yeah, hi Rakesh. I'm good. What about you?
I'm good too. Thank you. So first of all, many congratulations to you getting
Thank,
selected in multiple companies,
thank you so much.
right?
Thank you.
So I came to know you have got selected in 4 to 5 companies.
Yes,
So how
four
do you,
four companies.
4 companies? Great, great. And that too in this kind of a job market, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, so earlier when I started, preparing for interview, so it's been almost 5 years for me now in the one company
Mm-hmm.
itself. So it was very difficult for me to, switch to the other company. But I gradually started, seeing your channel as well. Started with a couple of other channels, but then I got motivated from the videos that was uploaded in your channel. And then I decided that if I mean, these many peoples are, changing the company, so I can probably do that as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
started from the scratch, learning slowly, and then preparing, and then eventually got these offers.
Great, great. So what is the hike that you are getting?
So basically, currently I'm getting 150 to 160% hike in my company. Yeah.
Okay, and what is the skill set that you have?
So skill set, I have experience in Java
Mm-hmm.
and Selenium for web automation. And if I talk about the API experience, I have experience in REST Assured, which is a Java library. And alongside, I have experience in AWS Web Services as well. So that was a plus point for me because when I was doing, in my current company, when I was doing, so I got an opportunity to do all the certification for free. So I did AWS Solution Architect at associate level as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also I have experience in, CI/CD, Jenkins, also
Mm-hmm.
the AWS pipelines. So yeah, this is the tech stack that I have experience in.
Wonderful, wonderful. 150% of hike is a
Yeah.
great thing to have. Okay, so what was your preparation strategy? How much time did you give to Selenium? How much time did you give to Java?
So basically, Rakesh, when I joined through the placements, in the first company itself. So I got a training in the Selenium and Java, but unfortunately, the projects which I got is in the manual testing, and earlier I was not enjoying that definitely, but
Mm,
eventually I got to know that there is much more to do in the testing field as well. And then I thought after one project, I thought, let's just switch it back to, automation as I have experience. So then gradually I had a conversation with my manager and he suggested me to, you can, cooperate with the other automation team members and
mm,
you can get, hands-on into your skills as well.
mm,
So steadily I, started with the Selenium again. I brushed up all the things. I
mm,
got to know about the Java, which new features is coming in into the Selenium and everything.
mm,
Also, side by side, the AWS, which is a plus part for me in the interviews as well. And then eventually, this was the preparation strategy. And if I talk about this, 6 months back,
mm.
so the preparation strategy was after coming back from the office, I gave mostly 2 to 3 hours every day.
Oh,
Yeah, and I was looking for each interviews which was there in your channel as well, and
mm,
I was checking out what are the common patterns that I'm finding out in the questions. So
mm,
I marked those areas and I prepared. I focused on those much. So that was the strategy that I followed.
right, right. So despite having office and it was work from home or work from office for you?
Earlier it was actually work from home, but now when I started preparing, it was a hybrid model. So I 3 days office and 2 days work from home.
Great, great. So despite having work from office at times, you were able to give 2 to 3 hours to preparation.
Yes, it was because in the previous project I was in the senior level. I got a promotion as well, so there was a bit of flexibility that I have.
Mm,
So I was handling the other resources as well,
mm,
and then after coming back, so it was not like I was handling the UK client. So it was not like that after 6 or 7 I was always free. So at that point of time, I got a chance and I started preparing then.
great. Yes. Okay. So you have given interviews in multiple companies and then you got shortlisted in four to
Yes.
five companies. How many interview rounds are there and what type of questions they are asking?
So if I talk about, so I honestly, I'm speaking about this because around 60 to 70 interviews, if I talk about, so I
Mm-hmm.
have given in this 2 or 3 months of period.
Okay.
And if I talk about, what kind of uh, questions that I have. So I have listed down a couple of them. So I can,
Mm,
basically start from the Java. So it
mm,
will be, your stack wise questions
mhm.
only.
Yeah. Should
So
you be able to share your screen and showcase that file?
it's in a hard copy though.
Okay,
But,
okay.
yeah,
So
but
you can tell me, I'll start putting them on a notepad. Yeah.
sure, sure. So the pattern which I have, seen is in the Java, definitely this interview starting will be from your Java basic OPS concepts,
Mm-hmm.
encapsulation, inheritance, method overloading, method overriding.
Mm,
This is the basic question that we usually get.
okay.
But the main crux will be, they will say that how you guys are using these OPS concept in your framework. This
Okay.
will be the main thing
Mm,
because everyone knows what are the Java ops concepts
mm,
nowadays.
right.
But how you are, using those concepts in your framework will be the main question that I seen, nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And the second question, the basic questions that we are, getting in the Java is, can we override the static keyword? And also, can we override the constructors? So these
Mm,
are the basic questions that they will ask, get to know that runtime polymorphism you have, knowledge on.
right.
Also, the question will be from the, mostly the question will be from the Java collections. So
Mm-hmm.
they will ask what is, a map set, what is, array list,
Mm,
all these collections. The question can be from anywhere. They can ask the differences between the collections, different type of collections that we have.
mm, okay. Right. So all these kind of questions, different type of connections.
Yes, yes, for sure. In every interview which I see, you
Mm,
know. After this, if I talk about the Java coding questions,
mm,
so the question which I found, which I mostly got in couple of interviews is the find the occurrence of element in an array or a string, we can say.
mm,
So this we can solve using the hash map because they wanted to know if you have a good understanding on the collections.
mm,
And if I talk about the second question, so definitely this is the shift. There are basic questions of this Java. Shift zeros to right, or it can be shift zeros to the left. If we have, an array of, let's say, 001110.
mm, mm. Correct.
Also, there will be a question on the finding the second largest and the third largest element in an array. So any of the question can be there.
Mm, right.
And also, mostly which I, see the pattern is couple of questions was from the string manipulation.
Mm,
So it can be reverse a particular string.
mm,
Let's say we have automation and you have to reverse it from the last.
mm,
Or it can be if, let's say we have a string array and
mm,
we have to reverse it via word.
mm,
Let's say we have I love India. So
mhm,
it will be resultant will be India love I.
mhm.
So likewise, we have.
Okay. So both this kind of questions you can.
Yes, yes.
Mm,
And also in some of the interviews, I found out regarding the patterns, like
mm,
the triangle patterns or any pattern it can be.
right.
So better to prepare for, we have, yeah, these kind of patterns. It can
Mm,
be the left centric, right centric, or the triangle.
mm,
Right. Yeah. These were the, couple of questions that were repeating
mm,
in most of the interviews. And if I, switch to the Selenium part, because after this, after Java, they will move to Selenium
mm,
mostly.
mm,
And over there, mostly I'll get the question on the handling the multiple windows.
mm,
Or they can ask that, let's say, if we have three windows, you have to switch to the third window.
mm,
And then after switching, you have to come back to your default window.
mm. Right.
Yes. And commonly asked question is exceptions, definitely in the Selenium.
Mm.
So they can ask how many types of exceptions you have found out in the Selenium while writing the code. And also, this is a common question that in this only they will ask if you have mentioned the stale element exception I
Mm.
have found the, the frame out of bound. So they
Mm.
can ask what is the stale element exception.
Mm.
And some of, earlier in the earlier interviews, I was a bit confused in the stale element because I was providing the correct definition, but they
Right.
will go in depth in the stale
Mm.
element exception.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, and after this, regarding XPath access. So mostly what I have found out is they will provide you the, they will say that go to Amazon.com or
Mm.
YouTube.com,
Mm.
and they will provide you the table, because in the Amazon application or YouTube,
Mm.
mostly what saw is that they will ask to find out an element in the table
Mm.
using the reference. So we can make use of the XPath axis over there. So you should
Mm.
have understanding of the XPath axis,
Mm.
right? And definitely the Selenium API architecture. This was the question that I found out in 2 or 3 interviews.
Mm.
They will ask what is the uh, you know Selenium API architecture.
Mm. Mm.
And apart from this, if we move to the rest assured, because from Selenium these are the couple of questions that I found out.
Mm. Mm.
Then from the rest assured, definitely they will first say starting will be from the status codes. So they can ask any status code. It
Mm.
can be from 200, 400, or 500 series.
Mm.
And also one common question is difference between the 401 and 403
Okay.
exception
Mm.
code, status codes.
Mm. Mm.
And after this, we have, the POJO classes, serialization and deserialization. So they can ask that they will give you one payload, and
Mm.
they will say that deserialize this and write down a few POJO classes. It will not be like you have to write all the POJO classes, but they will ask you how you will implement this, how you'll get the particular key.
Okay.
Yes. And also they can ask without using POJO classes, is there any other way uh, through which we can extract the element from the response?
Mm.
So in this we can use the JSON path class as well. uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And apart from this, there is one question which I found out regarding the how we can use auth 2 or the barrier token in the rest assured. So for this, we can make use of the auth.o auth method, and also the header for the barrier token.
Mm.
And apart from this, if that's the rest assured is completed, they will go to the framework which you are using, the testing framework. So for me it was Cucumber. Mostly I have worked on the Cucumber. I
Mm.
have knowledge on the TestNG as well, but for
Mm.
Cucumber, they will definitely ask how and where you will define your feature file and your step definition file. Or they can ask how you will include these things into your framework.
Mm.
And ap- apart from this, there is one, we have a hooks in the Cucumber.
Yes, yes.
So they
Mm.
will say, if we have hooks, so what is the use of the background keyword?
Mm.
And also, what is the execution order in which the hooks and the background keyword will work?
Mm. Right.
Yeah. And yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So also, what I have found out is they will ask you if you don't have worked on the test ng as well, but they
Mm.
will ask you one or two questions on the test ng.
Right, right. On test ng. Mm.
Yeah. So in the test ng, it can be tell me the execution order of annotation execution order,
Mm. Mm.
and also
Right. Execution order in test ng.
yeah,
Mm.
and also it will be the question will be can we prioritize our test in the test ng? How we can prioritize our test in the test ng?
Mm.
Yes. And one common question which I found out is which I got, in the couple of interviews is regarding the Java 8 new functionalities which is introduced in the Java 8 or the new, version of the Selenium 4.
Mm.
So you have to brief about the new functionalities that is added into the Selenium and also in the Java 8.
Okay. Mm.
And if you know about that, then they will deep dive. Let's say in the Java 8, if you have knowledge on the streams
Mm.
and in the Lambda expression, then they can, they will definitely deep dive into that part. But I haven't much worked on the streams and Lambda yet. So I
Mm.
said that I have some knowledge on that. I am working on it. I don't have much experience. But if you have experience, that's the plus point.
Okay, okay. Then they'll further ask you cross questions on that.
Yes, they will ask you further questions. And one of the company which I have got hired, they have, I have an offer for that. That was entirely on the AWS and the Selenium. So half of the interview was on the AWS and
Okay.
half of the interview was on the automation part.
Automation. Great, great.
So if you guys have the knowledge on the AWS part, so definitely you can, expect the questions from the EC2 instances,
Mm.
RDS databases, and also the S3 buckets.
Mm.
So, and also how you have, incorporated AWS with your framework, Selenium and automation framework.
Right.
Because Rakesh, what I have seen nowadays is
Mm.
mostly most of the companies are moving to the cloud infrastructure, whether it's Azure or whether it's your AWS. So
Mm.
they will definitely look for the additional skill on the cloud. So if it's a AWS, perfect. If it's a Azure, so you can expect something from Azure DevOps or from the Azure cloud.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
These days, people are moving towards cloud, so they'll ask few questions to the testers as well. Mhm.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And from the CI/CD, I didn't find much of the questions. So they can
Mm.
ask you how you can run, your pipeline or how the cron expression is. So
Mm.
you can write down any cron expression they will give you. But apart from this, I didn't, encounter any, question on the CI/CD much.
Okay, okay.
So
Great.
yeah, that was the brief which I
Mm.
can, the question which I can found out commonly asked. There are
Okay.
others as well, but
Yeah.
these are the commonly asked questions.
Right, right. These are common questions, and you have 5+ years of experience.
Yes.
Mhm.
And also, if you are, going for the product-based interview,
Mm.
so please, I will suggest because I was not prepared for the, that much. So they will ask you at the architectural level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it will not be like, the coding question will not be like this simple. So
Mm.
they will go deep down into the, they will give you a problem statement and then you have to do it. But if you are, looking for opportunities from the service-based startups
Mm.
or
Mm.
mid-level companies, if you're not looking for the Amazon, Google,
Mm.
or the
Mm.
top companies, so these are the questions mostly you will encounter. That's my understanding.
Correct, correct. No, no,
Yeah.
I fully understand. I fully agree with you. These are the type of questions you'll get in the service-based companies, and
Yes.
product-based companies, they'll be asking you questions on DSA. So
Yes.
one needs to be prepared from those particular perspective.
Yes, yes.
Great, great. Thank you so much for sharing all these interview questions. So, for some of the folks or some of the messages I get, I'm asking you those kind of questions. So
Hmm.
people generally tell that they are uploading their resume every day on Naukri.com. They are updating it twice, but still they are not getting calls. So, what do you feel? Are the jobs not there in the job market, or is there something missing in the profile of the candidate itself?
As per my understanding, there are a couple of jobs. There are many jobs
Mhm.
because when I started 6 months back,
Right.
so my friend who has earlier switched the job, he
Mm,
suggested me to use the Naukri. Earlier, I was referring myself through the LinkedIn. It
mm,
didn't work out for me, seriously speaking. For
okay.
some of them, it worked out, but
Mm,
for me, it was not the main source. So I, joined the Naukri, and then every day I was just, randomly in the morning. When I go to office,
mm.
9 a.m. I was just updating the Naukri profile every day.
Okay, every day you
I
upload.
guess
Okay.
60, 90 days.
90 days.
Only once. It was not like every day, two times. No, only once. And if I see now in the Naukri, so my expressions are more than 12,000 or so.
Oh.
And the recruiter, I guess above thousands, they have reverted back to my profile.
Mm, mm, mm,
So the main key is your resume should be 100% with the the keywords is very necessary.
mm,
And it should be earlier my resume was of the 2 pages because I was thinking that if I elaborate my projects that will be helpful for me, but
mm,
it's not like that. They will just see in the 2 3 seconds and they will see the rest assured is there and what they are looking for eventually.
mm,
So if that's there in your resume, you will be shortlisted and you will get the call eventually. After for 1 month, I was struggling that I'm not getting any calls.
mm,
But
mm.
after 1 month doing the same thing, I was getting enough calls to, have in the one day I was having, 4 to 5 interviews as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that too in
So
this month, like December, January,
November, December, yes.
November, December. And December is a time when people are going on a vacation for Christmas and New Year.
Yes.
Still, you are
Yes.
getting calls.
Yes, I was getting the call. So the
Mm,
main thing is, I mean, consistency of uploading the
mm,
Naukri profile, and also I would like to thank your, YouTube channel definitely
mm.
because when I started, so I was clueless because everyone is saying there is no jobs. When I was checking your YouTube channels, I
Mm,
was getting a 150% hike, 100% hikes. I mean, who are these guys? How
mm,
they are doing it? So
mm,
I was getting the motivation from your
mm,
channel, honestly speaking. So I was just listening like a podcast when I was coming back from the office to my home, and it
mm.
was giving me a boost a bit
Oh,
that
good.
I can also do it. So
Definitely.
definitely,
I'm sure this video will also be a boost up for the people who are looking for the jobs right now. You have also got 150% of hike.
yes, yes.
Definitely, it's a good thing. So, which are the keywords that you have added in your Naukri profile? Is it some of the keywords that you would like to share?
Yes, so actually I have optimized my resume accordingly. So keywords are, the rest assured,
Hmm.
your Selenium, your BDD, TDD, your TestNG, your Jenkins, also your AWS if you have extra knowledge on the cloud platform. So AWS. And if it comes to the project level, so in the project level, you can mention that you have optimized your application to certain percentage. You have, optimized the efficiency of your regression test suite by 20 30%. So you need to provide the statistics as well.
Yes, yes.
That worked for me.
Hmm.
So I optimized my resume accordingly.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
also you need to make sure that in the project you have mentioned these words. So like you have used the API or you have automated the API using the REST assured and you have achieved this much of optimization.
Right.
Also the teamwork level, if you have done the teamwork level, work in your team, or if you have, uh, encountered any situation where there was some
The
delays,
challenge was there and you
challenges.
contributed to that
Correct, correct.
solution. Okay.
Because for me, it was, the production level challenge. I was handling the Manhattan WMOS earlier. I was working for it. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I have mentioned that as well. So this is the thing that I have resolved. Accordingly, so you have to optimize it. After
Perfect.
optimization, definitely they will. your resume will be shortlisted for sure. It worked for me. I guess it will work for you guys as well.
Yes, yes, definitely. This kind of real-time things, if you include in your CV, definitely you'll get the calls, right?
Yes.
And what was your notice period at that time?
So my notice period was 60 days.
60 days, okay. And you were
And
able to manage those 60 days.
yeah, it was manageable.
Hmm.
But eventually, what the trend I am looking right now is they are, hiring mostly for the 15 days or 30 days. They are,
Hmm.
looking. But if you can, negotiate on this
Hmm.
at 60 days. And also, one thing that I have noticed is if you have one offer,
Hmm.
so do whatever you can do, get a one offer, then you have an edge that you can say this is the offer, and they will be eager to see that there is something in there, that particular candidate, and they
Right.
can negotiate on your notice period on that particular
Hmm.
thing. So 2 month is negotiable, but after
Okay.
this you will get a little bit of for the 3 month or above than that, it will be a little bit challenging.
Yes, yes. For 3 months, it will be a challenging, but if your interviews are going good, then 60 days of notice period can be manageable.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's manageable. And also one thing I wanted to share it,
Hmm.
if you have one offer,
Hmm.
so please negotiate. Don't drop there. So for
Hmm.
me, it was like I got a first offer, then
Hmm.
I negotiated on that particular offer. I got another one, and
Hmm.
then I do it the same way and four offers, and then eventually I got the my top most offer that I have. So don't
Wonderful.
drop in between. Just try to do it for the 2 or 3 months. Try to give the interviews for 3 or 4 months,
Hmm.
and then eventually you will get uh, because when I get first offer, so I was like, okay, I got the 30-40% hike. Now it's
Hmm.
fine. I will join it. But eventually, the period that you have in the notice period is very crucial.
Sure. Correct.
Yeah.
Totally agree with you. Sometimes people do get one of the offer and they get stuck. And they feel, yes, after 3 months, I'll be joining this company. But they don't know their capability. They don't trust their potential. They
Yes.
stop there and they get that 30% only. But I've seen people who have this 90 days of notice period. They try in multiple companies and they get more than 3-digit percent of hike as well.
Yes,
It's a
yes, yes.
great thing.
Even though now also I will work definitely for a company,
Hmm.
I'll get the knowledge. And then, because for me earlier, I was thinking that if you stay in one company, then you will be a good asset for them.
Hmm.
But eventually, I get to know that I was asking for 30% hike,
Hmm.
and they were not able to do that as well for me. So it
Hmm.
is little disappointing for me.
Hmm.
And eventually, I think I mean, 2 or 3 years experience after that, you should look for other opportunities because we have a lot.
Absolutely. Yes, correct. Yeah. Okay, Ajay, I think we are good from our side. Do you have anything else to share with the community?
Nothing. It's just that uh, if I can, do it,
Mm.
and I will probably do more. I will look for other opportunities as well. But if I can do it, you can do it.
Mm.
And it's just one advice is just look for the motivation.
Mm.
It's not an internal motivation. Definitely, you have to look for external as well. Use your channel as well.
Mm.
You can look for the other external motivations and just consistently work hard for that. Simple.
Mm.
That's it. Nothing much.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. So motivation is necessary and it would really help you a lot. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then, Ajay, thank you so much for coming on Sunday and sharing these all these insights, very important insights you have shared, and that would really help assist the community people also in getting the jobs. There are so many people out there who are looking for the job switch or trying to make their career in the field of software testing, and they would get a lot of things to learn from this particular video. Right? Thank you so much, Ajay, and
Thank
wishing
you.
you all good luck for the future as well.
Thank you, Rakesh. We'll meet very soon, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
Again.